Was I misdiagnosed? So I can't give you all the specific context of this particular question, but what had happened was somebody came in and they felt very strongly that what I was saying was very different than what other people had said to them in the past when it comes to what their diagnosis was. One of the reasons why diagnoses is important is it gives us the right parking lot to be in. So, in the world of diagnoses, different diagnoses require different criteria, so different symptoms to make the diagnosis. And because of that, there are different treatments for each of those symptoms in order to treat the diagnosis, right? So, if you're in the wrong parking lot and you're looking for your car, and your car is parked in this parking lot, you're gonna have a problem because you're off the mark. And so one of the difficulties in psychiatry and psychology is because each parking lot is different, is built by a different person, is run by a different person. Sometimes we will see different cars come in and we'll go, oh, I think that car is a X, Y, and Z, or I think that car is a BRX or whatever. And sometimes that may or may not fit. And so we in my private practice, which is called Mindful, and all of the other doctors and psychologists that and therapists that I work with, we work really hard to make sure that we know what parking lot you're in and what car you're driving, right? We want to make sure that diagnosis is correct. And so we ask you a ton of questions to try to make sure we're doing our due diligence, that we're making sure to cover all of our bases, making sure that all of the questions are being asked because we don't want to miss anything. And so, unfortunately, because we are human and humans make mistakes, sometimes we do get the wrong parking lot or we get the wrong model of car. And it leads us down a pathway to treating and doing a certain thing for a certain amount of time. Now, what a lot of people may not understand is that we are constantly reevaluating. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? So every time I go into an encounter or an interview or an appointment, I'm always thinking, am I right? Am I right? Am I right? And then working to prove that I'm wrong. I actively try to prove. I'll ask questions. Wait, could it be this? And they'll say yes, no, or otherwise. And I'll go, okay, well, I wasn't wrong, ergo I'm more right. But there's this little bit of doubt always in the back of our heads. Like, wait a minute, I could be wrong. And to me, that's actually very healthy because it keeps us from missing things. Now, again, like I said earlier, sometimes you miss stuff. And so anytime I have a person that comes in and they say, hey, I want a second opinion, or I think that somebody else got it wrong, it is never my intention to throw anybody under the bus because I wasn't there. I don't know what you said that first time. I actually am only getting one side of the story, so I don't try to prejudge or try to figure out what that clinician was thinking back when they were thinking whatever they were thinking, right? So instead, I say, let's tell me what you need to tell me. Let me learn from you. Let me learn from you both verbally and non-verbally and start to build an idea of what's going on. And then if I feel that my answer is different than answers that you've gotten in the past, I still wouldn't consider it a misdiagnosis. I would say, here's my diagnosis. And then most times I can see how someone came up with a different diagnosis. Now, there are occasionally times when I'm like, whoa, that's like way different than what I was thinking. And most times I'll tell my people that. I'll go, yeah, no, I don't see that at all. Again, not that you didn't show it when you were with them, because I can't speak to that. But what I can say is what I'm seeing in front of me now, and this is how I treat it, blah, 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 blah. And so that's how that question came up. So if for some reason you feel like you're misdiagnosed, number one, you always have the right to a second opinion. Okay. Now, that second opinion may not be free. It may be hard to come by. So I can't speak to those things, just depending on where you are and what resources you have available. But you are always entitled to go and ask someone else, was this other person in the right ballpark? And it's something that not only is your right, if it brings you peace of mind, I will encourage you to do that. Okay. So if it brings you peace of mind to get another opinion, by all means, try to get another opinion. But that's how I deal with misdiagnosis, because at the end of the day, everybody is human and we're just trying to do the best that we can for you.